So, first of all, how would you describe your sound? I know I struggled a little bit when I was doing the review a couple of weeks ago.
I would say it's kind of a mix between a lot of different things. Like we love music from the 90s, but in the 90s, like a lot of different genres just appeared.
Mm,
Like if you take bands like Nirvana, of course, Radiohead, Soundgarden, Alice in Chains, even bands like from the stoner like Chaos, and then some years after that like Queens of the Stone Age.
mm,
It's like Rage Against the Machine as well. It's like a lot of different bands just appeared at that time, and yeah, I would say that our style is kind of influenced by all of these bands, bands from the early 90s that we really, really love.
yeah, cool. I definitely heard the Alice in Chains in there, especially in a couple of the tracks. Yeah. Um, and obviously you just put out the second album a couple of weeks ago. It seems to have gone down pretty well.
Yeah, we got some very positive feedbacks on it, so it's really cool to hear, It means a
Mm.
lot.
And what was the kind of the writing and recording process like for that? Did you kind of get caught out in COVID at all, or was it all kind of
Yeah, actually,
Yeah,
it was pretty special for us because we did everything remotely with our producer because he wasn't allowed
cool?
to come here in Europe, and we were allowed to go to the US. So we did everything remotely
Oh
through
wow.
Zoom and
Mm.
streaming, you know. And yeah, actually we wrote the songs during the lockdown because actually we didn't have to do anything else. We
Yeah.
couldn't do anything else. So we just thought like, yeah, let's be creative, and do the best thing we can do. It's music, and so we started to write songs, and then yeah, I started to write songs as well, which is pretty different than the first record
Mm.
because most of the ideas came out from Pierre at first, and
on
this
the
Okay.
one
first one, yeah, on the first
first
album.
record, yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I said. And yeah, you wanted to say something?
No?
Okay. So yeah, basically for this one, I add some ideas. We worked on it with Pierre, and yeah, we started to work on that songs with Alan Johannes, our producer,
Mm.
and with a duo like only guitar, acoustic guitar, and voice, and yeah, then with the whole band, and then in the studio together with him.
Mm. Nice. And is there a kind of specific theme running through the album, or is it more kind of, is there a story per track, or is it slightly more tied together?
It's not like it's um we didn't think about it like, okay, let's do like a project like The Wall,
Yeah.
like an like kind of a opera rock. But the thing is, it's true that after a while we just it was kind of obvious that the album was like a lot of the songs were about how we just change or destroy the earth.
Mm.
How we live on this planet, and how the humans are just destroying everything. Um, I mean, it's the reason why we choose this title, which has like kind of different levels of meanings. Like the first one is very obvious. It's like the tomorrow will be without us. Like the us could be like us personally, like me or Marcella or other bands member. Like, all right, tomorrow or another day we'll be dead, so let's do something nice between
Mm.
now and that time, this that time, yeah. But you could also think about us like all the human beings. Like if we continue to behave like we are doing now, we'll be, yeah, we might disappear. And the last level of understanding for us, it's like probably the most important. It's like thinking about us, like not only the human beings, but the human beings and all the living things on this planet, you know, like the plants and the animals, you know, like fucking everything. And to think like, okay, it's not like human beings and then the nature is like just we're just one, you know, just like one big thing, like the living beings, you know, and it's something that we should start to understand as people. I mean, to be like, okay, we're just the same thing, we share the same energy, and we have to fight for all the living beings and just stop to think about ourselves, you know. Yeah, we should start to think about it.
Yeah, definitely. And yeah, I mean, even when I was doing the review, there was some definite kind of standout lyrics and standout tracks and some pretty kind of deep meaning to some of it. And I imagine it's quite almost cathartic to kind of work through some of these issues in song as opposed to, you know, it definitely gives it a voice, I'd imagine.
Yeah, it's something that you want to do as an artist, I guess. You know, you know, it's like our own reflection and our own vision on how it is like now, you know. And a song like "Ode to My Unborn Child," for example, is really, really deep for me and really personal. I think it's the most. He's drinking from the cup. That's our cat. Never mind. But he cannot do that. Okay, never mind. So yeah, I was saying, but that yeah, it's the most personal song I ever wrote. I mean, the lyric, and yeah, it was like, okay, we are now at an age to think about having or not kids, you know, and the whole thing is like, do we want kids on this, you know, in this world, you know? It's like, okay, it's a world where personally I'm angry at myself as well to be part of this world as well, you know, and the system, you know. And it's a bit difficult and I'm struggling to live with that daily, you know. So it's like, okay, do I want any kids to feel the same thing that as I do, you know? So we're like, okay, this old reflection on, do we want to raise a kid here in this world, you know? So this song was like a mourning process in a way for me, you know. And so yeah, we wrote this letter to this ode to our unborn child. Yeah.
And then, so I imagine you can't really kind of give anything specific away, but I imagine you're planning on doing a tour off the back of the album then?
Yeah, nothing is announced yet because we were waiting for the good opportunities, you know, or the good opportunity. The thing is, like, all this post-COVID situation is kind of tricky because everything is kind of full, you know. A lot of bands are touring right now and will be touring. So it's not that easy. Like it's not as easy as 3 years before, you know. But yeah, we have something on the way and we will announce it like I don't know, in the next few weeks. Yeah.
Oh, cool. Have you had any kind of problems trying to sort out the tour? I know a few bands now have. It's a lot of US bands I think I've seen are like pulling out of Europe, or we've had a few pull out of kind of UK shows. Is there anything that you've struggled with to try and book, or?
Well, we can definitely feel that it's a bit different than before lockdown, you know, of course. And especially with the ticket sales in a way, because now people are waiting the last minute, you know, to buy their tickets, or you have to choose between a lot of shows, you know, that you want to go. You know, it's like, okay, which one, you know? So we understand that, we get that, and yeah, of course, it's a special time for everyone.
Also, the price of the gas.
Yeah. Yes. For us,
exactly.
It's really expensive, you know.
It is.
If you tour with a van or with a bus, you know, it's like a big difference. It's maybe multiplied by 2, you know. So yeah, it's it might sound silly, but it makes a big difference for a band like us. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely, I can imagine. And then to try and kind of lighten the mood about touring a little bit, do you have a dream tour you'd want to go on? Anyone you'd want to support, or anyone you'd want to kind of bring along to support you guys?
I think we would like to support like bands like Queens of the Stone Age or Idols.
Idols, yeah, would love to.
I mean,
Idols would be
Idols
cool.
is
Yeah.
the band we really fell in love this last year. You know,
Yes.
they're
Yeah.
just fucking amazing.
So that they are nominated now for Grammys.
Oh yeah, nice.
Yeah.
great.
Oh, I did see
It's
that
good.
this morning. Yeah.
Yeah,
Good.
it's the good news for them.
Yeah.
And for an opener, I would say like if we are on tour, just a band of friends, you know, people that we just get along really really well with, you know, because we'll be like, I don't know, 2 weeks or a month on the road, and the most important thing is just to be at ease with people, you know, because it's such a long time.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, have a good
So,
time as well as playing the music.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Awesome. Well, that's all I've got anyway.
Okay.
So,
Cool.
Thanks for taking the time out of your morning to sit down and have a quick chat.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, man.
Thanks
Let me
for having us.